as I would say everybody here is important that's listening, uh, your mom is a very important person in your life and my life.
Exactly.
So I'm okay with it.
So sorry, but we're late because my mom called and priorities
We love
of a
moms
lady's
here.
birthday. So it is what it is. I realized that I had us muted that first portion too. So if you didn't hear it, then so what? All right, we're back. It has been 15 days. How long has it been? July 5th, I think was the last time.
It's been a shit show.
Literally, it has been an interesting couple weeks here. Mexico was awesome. We had a great time. The aftermath of Mexico has not been awesome. I have not had a great time. Neither of us have felt very good. I think it's the ice. We're gonna
You
leave it at
know,
that.
I'm gonna say in proportion to the amount of fun that we had, to the amount of pain that we're experiencing still now,
Yo, we're paying for it.
it's about even. Like we're right there.
Yeah, it's you know what? It happens. We're paying for the fun that we had. It is what it is, and we're gonna just
Yeah,
call
we
it even.
can.
I think that's
Moving
fair, right?
on.
Moving on.
Yeah. All right.
Moving on. All right. Um, I have some
Can I bring
news.
this up
Yeah, you want to
as
bring it up?
first order of business?
Yeah.
Some news that like I couldn't bring up. Just a general topic I couldn't bring up because you're so upset about it because you couldn't have this thing, and now give the people what you have. What's the big news?
I'm getting a dog, baby.
You get a fucking dog. Let's go.
I'm pumped. I remember how many weeks ago was it? It was a couple weeks ago that you brought up that you and Kelsey were getting a dog. And I was like, you know what? I'm happy for you. Fuck you.
You're
I
mad.
was mad. I was like, what the fuck? And now I'm getting a dog. And now we can talk about it. And I'm like, look, I'm giddy.
We went today and got some puppy stuff.
I love
So
that. I love that.
yeah.
Christy bought the young stallion his first toys. It's a little puppuccino toy with
Oh my
squeaky
god.
with two squeaky donuts along with it. So it's only fitting that she buys him his first toys.
Okay,
Um,
tell everyone what kind of dog you're getting.
so obviously it's a boy. It's a golden retriever, and it's the dog that I have always wanted. So I'm very happy, and it just kind of happened, honestly. Um, One of the accounts that I follow on Instagram had puppies available, and I showed Christy the picture of it. I was like, "Oh, look how cute!" And then that was like late last week, and then on Saturday we were at her parents' house, and I showed the picture to her sister, and her sister wants us to get a dog, so she was talking about it all, and then her mom was like, "Oh, if you get a dog, like you can bring him here and we can watch him when you guys go out of town." And I think it was that little piece of information that Christy actually needed to be okay with it, because she was like, well, if we get a dog, we're not going to be able to do anything because we have a dog and we have to watch the dog. I was like, no, that's what friends are for. Like, if you have to go out of
No.
town, there's ways, like, people who have dogs still have lives.
Oh yeah.
So I think that was kind of the nail in the coffin on the hesitancy. And then I just went to work at that point. I was like, so what do you think? And it just all kind of happened at her parents' kitchen table, and bingo, bango, bongo, we're getting a golden.
And you're trying to figure out a name. So dog name suggestions are up
Yep.
for both me and you.
Yep. If you've got any good dog name ideas, I'm getting
Throw the chat.
a boy golden retriever. Matt's getting a girl golden doodle.
Yep.
We need them all. So send them our way. Tag us on Twitter at the Joystick Pod. Put them in the comments down below. Throw them in chat. Keep them coming. We need them.
100% gonna be dog reveals
Oh yeah,
in the
absolutely.
camera.
We're not gonna be we're not gonna be telling you what the ideas of her names are yet. We'll do a whole review after we both have the dog,
Oh yeah.
and it'll be a dog special. And we'll reveal the dog on camera. We'll talk about their name. We'll talk about some of the ideas that we had. And but in the meantime, put the names down in the comments because we want to hear about it. What and remind me, when are you supposed to get the dog?
Now it's September, the weekend of like September 16th or 17th, something like that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be like 2 to 3 weeks after you, I think.
Yeah. We are right now, our ETA is August 27th. So you'll be like, yeah, 2 weeks after us. So I'm pumped. That and the funny part is we already have plans that day with some friends uh, in town, and I was like, sorry, we got to cancel the plans. It's like, we can go get the dog and bring the dog to your house if you want. Like, I don't care. But like, dog is now priority in that day. And Christy was like,
Yeah.
see, this is what I mean. We can't do things with friends. And I was like, it's the day we're getting our dog. It's happy. Like,
This is the priority.
she
Like
was
this
just,
is like the dog.
she was
Yeah.
joking about it. So
Yeah.
it's like, no, this is a great day. It's going to be fun. So that's the big news in my life. And I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, we're driving 4 hours to Nashville uh to go get our puppy and then 4 hours back. And it's funny, they put in their notes like if the drive is more than 30 minutes, like make sure you have like, and it had a whole list of things like
Yep.
a kennel, food, water,
Towels.
paper towels. Also, I was like, oh no, it's gonna be a miserable 4 hours back.
You just have to hope that the dog sleeps the entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, your dog is probably going to be a little bit less traumatized than my dog because my dog is coming on a plane. My dog is in like the Seattle area, and they're flying him in. So like somebody from the place is like
Transporting.
bringing the dog on their lap and like bringing us. So I
Oh
think
my God.
we got to work out all the details, but like I think we're gonna meet him at the airport and get the dog and then come home. So
That's unbelievable.
yeah, it's gonna be a crazy day, but I'm so excited for it.
Okay. Enough about dogs, enough about Mexico. What else are updates? What are the things that we have not talked about in the last 2 weeks?
Oh man,
Or that have happened in the last 2 weeks?
that's a
We
great
went to
question.
Mexico.
We went to Mexico. I broke my toe. That was before Mexico though,
Did
and
you break your toe?
well, it's a good question. I don't think I actually broke it because it was like full on. It was my big toe. I don't can't remember if we talked about this, but it was like full on
We
black
didn't.
and blue, and I couldn't bend it all the way, and it felt like I had possibly broken it. But after like 4 days, maybe 5 days, the bruising was gone. So definitely didn't break it. I would say it was probably like a bad sprain or did something because also I was playing volleyball barefoot and I like the big toe like went underneath my foot and I heard a crack and then I landed on it further and I heard another crack that like isn't supposed to crack.
Oh, uh,
So it hurt. I mean, we won the volleyball game. I still played on it for a little bit. It wasn't terrible. It was just more of like the aftermath of the fact that my toe was black. And yeah. So I'm like, I say back to like 90% with the toe. The bruising's
good.
gone. It still hurts a little bit if I move it the wrong way, but like other than that, it's fine.
Hmm.
So that just kind of is what it is at this point, and it's not really an update anymore. But yeah, that's what I got. What do you got?
Uh, Nothing really. Today is my first 2 solid meals since Mexico. No, not since Mexico. I take it back. Since Sunday. Um, so that's kind of my update.
I'll tell you what.
Crazy week at work, and it's almost Thursday, by the
I
way.
I don't know how much weight that I have lost since Mexico. I'm at it's got to be at least 10 pounds. I for the last like 3 days have been craving a burger, and we went to dinner last night with Sean and his girlfriend, and I had the best burger. It was really good. It was I look at the menu and it's a $35 burger, a 10-ounce fucking Wagyu beef burger. And I'm like,
Oh.
what are you doing to me? I want like a
Oh.
$20 burger that's gonna fix my craving. I'm gonna spend the extra $15
Oh.
anyway because I want it. I've been craving it all week. But like, fuck, this doesn't need to be Wagyu. So
I bet that was an amazing burger.
I got it. It was really good. I was very full afterwards. And I'm
This
good.
week,
No.
sponsored by
Hashtag ad question mark.
at my desk.
Mine is in the kitchen. Mine is not at my desk. So maybe that
We
means
have
I'm
two
doing a
bottles,
little bit better than you because yours is right
probably.
next to you. Mine was right next to me earlier this week. Um, but that is hilarious.
Okay, we should probably get into gaming headlines. What do you think?
Let's get into this. Can we talk about Stray? We're going
Yeah,
to
okay, yeah,
transition
we can
from
make.
dogs to cats a little bit here, even though I'm
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
cat person at all.
Okay, I didn't know this game was coming out until like it came out.
until like
It's
it came out. So I've known about
literally.
it for a few weeks now, and I like
It looks nuts, honestly.
a lot of a lot of my coworkers who are gamers, they're also cat people, and they've been like pumped about the game coming out. And
Yeah,
I'm personally just not a cat person, so I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Like, man, cool.
yeah.
Give me a dog game, and I'll probably play it. Um,
Doggo.
but like I was watching some of the streams on Twitch, and it looks cool. It's essentially just like a third, I guess third person
Person.
isn't the right
Third animal.
third feline. So like it's like a third person view. You're a cat that is like a stray, and you like go through the game. That's pretty much like all that I know about it. But
Ah, that's a storyline.
it is already kind of gathered like a cult following because it's of a cat, which is hilarious. Um, but I'm actually pulling up the Twitch categories right now because I want to see how many people are watching people play Stray.
The videos of like the cats, the people's actual cats watching them play the game is also pretty silly.
Yeah, completely agree. Right now on Twitch, there are 85,000 viewers for Stray, um, and it is listed as an adventure game.
Well,
So
you need to benchmark that. Just Chatting is 410, Apex is 109, Valorant 119.
it's twice of Warzone.
It's actually more than Fortnite right now too.
Yeah, it's honestly
That's
like
that's really
very
funny.
impressive. And when I say it's gathered a little bit of a cult following, it really has because some of the I don't know. We'll see. I what I'm curious with this game is obviously it just launched yesterday. So is it going to carry this viewership? I mean, that's the biggest thing with games like this. I feel like we saw this with Among Us when
Yeah,
Among Us not first came out, but when it first got popular. Um, Fall Guys is another one that was like
yeah.
it had a very I don't want to say short lived, but it was crazy popular and that falls off real quick. That's just kind of how Twitch is in gaming in general. There's few games that are like you can just always fall back on them and you know that people are going to talk about like a Call of Duty and Apex, a Grand Theft Auto. I think Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
is obviously the
Oh, the staying
number
power behind Grand
one
Theft Autos.
stakeholder of that.
Yeah.
But like Fortnite and Valorant, like those main AAA titles. And then you've got these other smaller games that pop up. And I feel like this very much is reminiscent of one of those. So I'm curious how this will actually stay in the Twitch viewership and just discussion in general.
This guy's the title of his stream is
People are getting super creative with it. And you know what? I love the creativity. Um, and actually, one of the cool things about the game is that it's available for free on PlayStation if you have like the PlayStation Network's equivalent to Game Pass. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it's called. Um, but you can play it for free if you've got that subscription in a PS5, which is cool. Um, I personally will probably never play it. I did watch a little bit of it on stream today from different creators just because I was interested.
Yeah.
And I've got coworkers who started playing it yesterday and they said the game's actually surprisingly good. So, I mean,
Huh.
kudos,
Well,
excuse me, kudos to the developer for
update.
actually getting a
We'll
good
just see
product
if
out.
it continues to trend.
Yep. Yeah, that we will.
Um, can we transition to well, there's a couple things I want to talk about. Can you explain to me this whole Phase Clan thing? I guess it went public today. I have not paid attention. So,
Yeah, so the news broke it was a couple months ago that FaZe Clan was going to go public. And they are essentially going to be traded on the Nasdaq and all of that. So that happened today. They're officially a publicly traded company. Um, they are shoot, what's the actual company?
call sign or
No, Phase Holdings Incorporated is now publicly traded on the Nasdaq exchange. And as of this morning, when the markets opened, you can purchase Phase. It's $ Phase, so that's their ticker. They started out by trading at a price of almost $13, and within a couple hours they were down like 25%. It got by, I think it was like after 2 or 3 hours, maybe like halfway through the day, they were down to being traded at 9.44 a share. So we'll see how this actually pans out. I think it's more, at least for right now, it's obviously an awesome PR move. Um, they're obviously the first gaming organization to be a publicly traded company, so there's a lot of question marks on how this is actually going to perform. I think ultimately it's good for gaming in general,
Yeah.
because it gets gaming in the mainstream media. And when you can put FaZe Clan up on the ticker on the NASDAQ and they're the ones ringing the bell, like that's huge for gaming.
Yeah.
Tell me this was happening 10 years ago, never would I have believed you or expected
Mhm.
that to be the case. So,
Yeah. A clan.
yeah,
Like, especially think about 10
like
years
FaZe
ago
Clan.
when I was part of I can't remember God, what were we called? ESK, Elite Spartan Killers in Halo.
Imagine dollar
Man, I
sign
thought that was
ESK.
so cool though at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so it's cool. I mean, there's a lot to keep tabs on this and just to see like how FaZe is performing in the markets, but like you can go and purchase stock in FaZe if you want. I'm not
Pretty
advising you
neat.
to. I don't know
We
anything.
don't do that.
We
We
don't do
don't, we
that.
don't
We're
know
not in
enough.
the market of
Yeah.
giving financial advice. Please don't listen to me. But like if you wanted to, you could own a
You
piece of
could.
FaZe. Like people are
Yeah.
tweeting all day today, like, "Oh, I'm a part owner of FaZe." Like technically, yeah, you are. That's kind of cool.
That's pretty neat.
Maybe we'll buy a
Um
share for $9.
Okay, let's talk about one of my favorite things that just came out that well, it's not even really like news because we've
Mhm.
kind of heard this was going to happen. But Discord finally coming to Xbox. And actually, I didn't see if they listed any date. Did you see if they listed a date officially? Like
So
it's going out to some
yeah, so Xbox just
uh,
says it's coming soon. Um, it's gonna start with Xbox Insiders, and I don't.
yes, that's who I couldn't think of.
To be frank, I don't know the criteria of being an Xbox Insider, so I'm not entirely sure. They don't have an exact release date on this, but I would imagine it's going to be happening fairly quickly, like probably within the next month, assuming that all goes well. Knowing that this has been published today. But I mean, this is straight from Xbox. Your Discord and Xbox are about to become a lot closer. Check out the Discord voice update coming soon to your Xbox. So, I mean, when did we
Great
talk
news.
about this? This was
It's been a while.
a long time ago. This was when the Microsoft acquisition rumors were happening with Discord. It ultimately never ended up happening, but like that
We
was,
had a longer discussion about different, I think, like apps and different like
yeah.
kind of how things can integrate into
Hmm.
Xbox.
We
Yeah.
totally did, and I think this is great for just the cross-platform ecosystem in general, because now you can easily on a PC have great voice comms with somebody on an Xbox console. I don't have to use Xbox voice chat anymore on a PC, which is, I'm going to be brutally honest, is
Awful.
atrocious.
I
Discord
didn't
is,
realize until I got into Discord.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing the difference, honestly, just in audio quality. Discord audio quality is great.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's what you're hearing this podcast recorded on. So like
Yep.
it's good audio quality. It's a hell of a lot better than Xbox. And I think this is awesome for console users and people on PC who are trying to play with people on
Mm.
console. We
What's
and
I
we got a little glimpse of this past week with Matt, who he's having a
Mhm.
PC issue. His hard drive corrupted, so he's working on getting that fixed. And for a night or two, he was playing on an Xbox. We had to go back to Xbox voice chat. I was like,
Yep.
this sucks.
It sucks. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could hear my fan in the background. I was like, I can't be comfortable
Yeah,
and enjoy my life and play video games.
yeah.
Damn it.
And I am a stickler when it comes to just little sounds in the mic too.
Um, I think that this has a bigger impact in gaming overall in that it's I'm honestly I'm curious what like these companies are thinking because in my mind, I think uh it unites the gaming world in a lot of ways because for Discord to be on Xbox, that kind of unites the two between PC and Xbox. And
Yep.
like, I don't know, I could see where people would be like, "Damn, this is what life is like for somebody on PC. Maybe I should try to invest in one." But at the same time, you're also bringing in like Discord to Xbox, which allows you to unite with those people that are on PC and not have to spend the money to go build your own PC or buy one.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't know.
there's always going to be a consumer who is Xbox focused. There's always going to be a consumer who's PC focused.
I was
I
Xbox focused for so long, so
both of us have been both of those consumers at different points in times.
hmm
So what I think is great that Xbox and Microsoft are doing is trying to bring those two consumers together and have the least amount of barriers possible for them to be able to play together and come together, which is awesome. I think it's great. It's
yeah.
an awesome step forward, and PlayStation needs to be next.
hmm
Although, actually, is PlayStation? Can you already get it on PlayStation? I might be wrong
I
there.
have I have no clue.
Use Discord on PS5 by sending a message. So I think technically, yes, there
Mm,
is a
Not
way.
officially. It's not officially supported.
It's not. It's not like the full-on integration. Like you have the Discord UI on your PlayStation, like you will on an Xbox, but there's a way around it to do it. So
Mm.
I think Discord and PlayStation will end up finding a way to do this. And I mean, imagine you've got an Apex ranked game, and you've got one person on PC, one person on PS5, one person on Xbox Series X, and all of you are talking in Discord.
For
Ima-
speed.
Imagine having that conversation 15 years ago or 10 years ago. No,
No,
never.
not even close.
No,
Never.
Xbox and
Yeah.
PlayStation people just like don't talk to each other at that point in time. Sometimes they didn't even talk in
honestly,
real life because the
honestly,
arguments were
yeah.
there.
No, but honestly, I think though there's actually like something to that because I think it kind of split people up back in the day. Like, that's just like what you identified with.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh,
we were
for sure.
Xbox people.
There's
Like
always the Xbox versus PlayStation debate. Still to this day,
e-
there's always going to be. The
easier to relate to those people that went through the same things you did.
the first comment on this Xbox, the official Xbox Twitter account, the first reply is PlayStation did it first. There will always be an Xbox versus PlayStation debate.
So silly.
Yep.
uh, okay, can we talk about one more game? We've got still a lot to talk about. So I do want to just
Send it.
mention that FIFA 23 has released its tutorial video, and we can get into a longer debate, I think, than we're going to because we don't have the time for it. But I got excited about it watching it. Okay, you brought up a question when I brought it up that FIFA 23 released a tutorial video or whatever, a new
New trailer.
what's the word? Trailer, not tutorial. Um, and you just said they're the same every year. I don't know why you get excited about the yearly drop. And
Same.
I
I
don't
mean, yeah,
know.
rosters update, but like
I could
NCAA
be
13 is the number one example of you can play the same game for years and people can update the rosters. That's fine. Are
yeah,
yearly
yeah.
drops
I
really worth
mean,
it?
yes, but you haven't played FIFA in a long time.
No, I
So
haven't.
I will
I
say
don't think I've played. Well, I think I played a
over
little
the
bit of FIFA 20, maybe. But like
over the course,
the last one I
okay,
owned was FIFA 17.
I haven't bought it every year. So if you were to go back to FIFA 20 even, like when I played 19 or 20, like you can tell the difference in a 3-year period rather than a yearly.
I
So
do agree with that.
I don't think a yearly, but I think every 3 years you can pretty much tell. So like the last one I just played 22 or 20, yeah, 22 or 21. You could actually tell there's a difference. Like it feels more realistic. And there's, I feel like every year they come out with like this new engine within the game. It's like
Is it?
are you sure? Because
I
then
can
you get hyped up about it, and then you buy it, and you're like, this doesn't feel that much different.
I can pick up a FIFA game from 2013 and then play the newest FIFA game. Yes, it's going to feel a lot different, but fundamentally, everything is basically the same. And I
It's
know this is
timing.
a little
It's
bit
a
of a
lot of
hot
timing
take.
and stuff now.
for the FIFA connoisseurs, I know this is a little bit of a hot take, but fundamentally, it's the
I mean,
same.
it's the same controls.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's like Call of Duty, essentially. Things change over time, but like, do you really need a yearly release? So, my question, should they go to every 2 years like Call of Duty's done, or every 3 years? Personally, I say yes. EA, put your work into something else. Make something else
Second
better.
question: wasn't FIFA gonna part with EA,
Yeah,
like
that I'm
the
pretty sure
actual
that is happening.
administration?
I think this current
So this,
FIFA title is the last official like FIFA title.
hmm,
You can double check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's happening. I don't think that was like a rumor or anything.
yeah, it'd be the last game in the series bearing the FIFA name
Yeah. So it's
in
still
May
going to be the same
2022.
game. FIFA's
EA
just
Sports,
they're essentially just saying you're
yeah.
not going to pay us the money that we want for you to use our name. Get lost.
Yeah, but FIFA's like one of the most corrupt organizations
Oh yeah.
too.
FIFA and
So
the NCAA are just snakes.
awful.
Absolute snakes of
Yeah,
organizations.
yeah.
We won't go into that because there's a lot we could talk about there.
Let's move on.
Yeah, fine.
Headlines, 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 and then okay, because we're gonna get into a lot of Apex. I think let's talk Nick Merckx here in a second, but I do want you to talk about COD Titanium Trials because I didn't even see that come up. Like I'm not even sure what's going on with that.
So Call of Duty has this new thing. It's called Titanium Trials, and if it sounds familiar, it's because it is familiar because it's Iron Trials, but it's named after a different metal, and they're using the exact same fucking game mode just on Caldera, and
Oh man,
you know
is
what?
it
Yeah,
just on Caldera? Well,
it's the 300 base health. It's Iron Trials, but they're calling it Titanium Trials because they're introducing Terminator into this. Remember when we talked about Terminator integration fucking 4 months
yeah,
ago? Yeah, it
yeah.
was like 4 weeks ago. I'm kind of on one right now. Sorry. Um, they're essentially using Iron Trials as a way to introduce a 2 week long game mode that will be Terminator themed. I guarantee it. They're going to introduce the Terminator uh, packs in the store, which don't buy them
Mm,
because they don't carry over to Warzone 2. Um, so it's Iron Trials. You get 300 base health. And essentially, the way that they're saying that they're going to change this and make it different than Iron Trials is that they're dropping the tempered perk on the ground more frequently. So you have more efficient plating opportunities. You only have to equip 2 plates instead of 3. Way to be original, Call of Duty. This is how you know we're late into the year and a
just
new game is coming.
grasping at straws.
Oh yeah.
Just
They're just like, "Hey, how can we do this?" And it's like light bulb, call it Titanium Trials. This is
same, but different.
exactly. I reading this is killing me a little bit. Like
Oh,
at least try. And I will be the first one to tell you that I love Iron Trials. Iron Trials is great. I'm not bashing the playlist itself. I think it will actually be fun because Iron Trials was a lot of fun. I'm bashing the
creativity.
originality of this idea. And it's, hey, for 2 weeks, we're going to have this new playlist come out, and it's called Titanium Trials. Okay.
So
Ti-
bored of Call of Duty that I have stacked the
we're,
remote to the fan, my AirPods, and my chapstick on top of the Pepto Bismol because I don't even want to talk about it.
you, you've got your own little homemade game of Jenga going on while I rant. I love it.
Oh
Just
God.
tell me to step off my soapbox and I will.
Okay, let's talk about Apex.
Um, Titanium Trials, by the way, coming August 11th. Have fun.
There you go.
All right. Nick Merckx got an invite to the ALGS. A lot of people are up in arms about this, and a lot
They're
of people
pissy.
are not. And my question to you is, should Nick Merckx have been invited?
Okay, what are the qualifications? Because I'm not even sure I know what they are for the
So
ALGS.
that's one of the interesting things. And honestly, the biggest reason why this is even a controversy is because EA is not transparent at all and has no communication around who is chosen and why. I mean, you obviously know who is chosen, but there's no reasoning. There's no qualifications that have to be met. Like, you don't qualify for the ALGS, you get invited. So
Oh.
ultimately, it is EA's sole discretion. They send out an email, and there's screenshots of the emails from all the invites. You can see them, but ultimately, they say, "Congratulations, you've been invited to the ALGS.
Saw that.
You have to have at least two of the three below players remain on the roster throughout the entire league, or otherwise you're disqualified, and that's basically it. Cool. There's no, like, you don't qualify. It's not like you have to place in the different splits for that season. It's not. There's not a lot of transparency, and that's where people are getting frustrated. And I think a lot of the arguments that are happening about whether or not Nick should have been invited is because he wasn't competing in both splits this year. And I mean, he was in the Challenger Series, but he hasn't been in past ALGSs. And most people are saying he hasn't proven himself. And a lot of people think, he's getting an invitation because of his community and the viewership that he carries. In which, to me, boom, right there. Sure,
That's it.
EA, you're smart as fucking hell for doing that. Like, why wouldn't you want
Yeah.
him involved in the ALGS? Because he's got us talking about it. Um,
Yeah.
so I personally, I think it's a great business decision, and they had to have known that this was going to piss some people off, and they probably just looked at it as if, you know what, it's better for us. We're going to assume the risk and call it a day. He's getting the invite.
I could see where I would be pissed if I were like on the cusp of like qualifying and competing to get in the LGS, and then like there's really no like I don't know, there's no criteria,
Hmm.
and then just like Nick just gets like invited. I think yeah, I could see where like I'd be pissy about it, but in all reality, like yeah, they're gonna pick a streamer that consistently has I don't know what's his average viewership. I don't know, thousands a day,
I
thousands per stream.
being conservative, I'd say probably 25K per stream is average.
Yeah.
But like, the man has earned the platform that he
You
has.
know, to be honest, I mean, I don't know what everybody else's grind has looked like, but he's gotten to Predator. I mean, he's up there in the top like 0.5% of players,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And you also have to think too, like, the guys competing in ALGS are the top of the top. Like, getting Predator is your top 750. And there are
Yeah.
not 750 people competing in the ALGS. So that is where a lot of the controversy comes in. It's like, yeah, you can be Predator and you can be good, but like, are you ALGS good? And I think that, like, he's proven that he can get to Predator. And
Hmm.
a lot of the claims that the people who are disagreeing with this are saying that, like, he was carried by his team to Predator because he plays with the same team and all that. And it's like, at that point, who cares? You're on the team.
Yeah,
It's
still
like,
pretty good though.
you're still good. He's gonna absolutely kick the ass of anybody in Apex who challenges him, unless you're an ALGS pro. And even then, we'll see how he competes. I think, I ultimately, I'll be watching. I'm
Yeah.
interested. It's piqued my interest. EA, I think, did the right thing for their business and has gotten people talking about it. And
Oh yeah,
here we
this will
go.
bring more people to the game. Here we are
Let's go. I'm
talking about it.
interested. Let's watch. I want to see
Apex.
if Nick can actually compete against Imperial Hal and all of these guys.
Yeah, Apex Predators 0.081% of all players. Master 0.096. Let's see where we compare now that we're just like chatting about.
Yeah, I'm curious. I am, so
Um,
right now I'm gold 3, making my way slowly up to plat. And you're what, plat 4?
so there. Oh, this is not like. Hold on. This is like you got 6%, 6.198% of players are in gold 3.
Yeah, so it's not like
So you're like
your
the
top
top,
percent. It's
but
just,
you're hold on. I can find that though. Here's another list here. Diamond, platinum, gold. Gold has roughly 31% of players.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Platinum is 26% of players. Diamond is 5%. Master and Apex is 0.4.
So the big jump is
Really, platinum to diamond, honestly.
platinum and diamond, which that doesn't surprise me at all. Like
No, not really.
I will get to platinum. I don't know if I'll get to diamond.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We're slowly getting there.
who knows? We're getting up. I mean, obviously I started at bronze, and I mean I pretty much went from silver to like silver 4 up to gold in a couple hours. Like we played for a while one day, and like I jumped up the ranking. So um, I
Wait a second.
definitely have some levels to keep jumping up, but I'll get to plat, and we'll go from there. We'll see what
Where's it?
happens.
Wait.
What are you
I'm
looking up
so
right now?
confused. I just realized there's a stat tracker for Apex.
It's like COD tracker, but it's Apex.
Yeah.
Yeah, my KD in
But are
Apex
we
is atrocious because
Apex stat tracker Steam?
in my problem too is that a lot for most of like the first, I would say half of the time that I was playing ranked, at least in this split, I was doing it on keyboard and mouse because I wanted to full commit, and then I just got so frustrated that I switched back to controller, and my skill immediately went back up because
Oh yeah.
so like I was playing very poorly, and now I would say my KD is definitely better on controller, but like that's also the thing with Apex that I don't really care what my KD is because they have a ranked system and they have a good ranked system. So like I care more about my rank than I do about my KD, which
This is,
in Call of Duty I
this is-
was like, yeah, I want a KD to have at least something to show for it.
oh yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. So, um, yeah, so it'll show you where you rank it. So like I'm plat 4, which is what I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
8,692 RP. I'm in the top 3.06% of players. Uh,
Measured by what?
See that? I don't know because this is just in the Steam stats. It may be just Steam players. I'm not entirely sure.
It's possible. We'll do some more
Impression.
digging into stats, and we can actually do like a full run through of those next week because I'd be curious to run through both of ours, and just kind of put that out there and just have a discussion around it. So that'll be something that we'll follow up with. But let's
That'd be
keep
fun.
yeah, let's keep moving here, and stay on the Apex discussion. And I want to mention that apparently Post Malone is cracked at Apex. Did you see that clip?
Yeah, he's very good at Apex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I know like he played Call of Duty. He's obviously a big gamer. He has been for a while now, but like he played COD, now he's on Apex and he's good. It's awesome.
Yeah. He is good. It's fun to see. This is a continued conversation. It's like, there used to be such a stigma around like people just playing video games in general.
Yeah.
And now you have all these like already like people are cross I don't know what the word like cross branding almost themselves like
Hmm.
between because like you got like professional athletes that are gaming and they're streaming
Yep.
or like musicians like uh who am I thinking of? T-Pain. Like
Yeah.
T-Pain streaming all the
Yeah.
time.
I think T
Like
Pain's a great example.
T-Pain's amazing. T-Pain's
Kane
awesome.
Kane Brown.
Snoop?
Kane, yeah, T Pain and Snoop are probably the two. I know like Kane Brown, he plays with Tim the Tatman sometimes.
Yeah.
Athletes, I mean, there's a ton of athletes who game.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're totally right. I think it's
And then
great.
and then post.
And
Yeah.
did you know that actually today, ironically enough that we're talking about this, today is the 4-year anniversary of the night that Ninja played with Juju Smith-Schuster, Drake, and Travis Scott in Fortnite.
No, that's crazy.
Can you believe that it's been 4 years?
4 years. Yeah, I watched it.
I did too. I remember seeing that, and I don't remember if I texted you the link or if you texted it to me, but I was like, "You got to watch this," and I watched that live. Like
Yeah.
that was awesome. I feel like that was like a huge night just for the gaming industry in general because it was like, holy shit, Drake.
Yeah. Drake is who even knew he played,
Yeah, and it's like,
you know?
in not just Drake, but like Travis Scott. Like, holy shit.
Hmm.
And then that was, I feel like peak Juju Smith-Schuster talent, and you just had like what? It was just kind of, it came out of nowhere. I had no idea
Mhm.
about it, and it was sweet. So yeah, ironically enough, that is today's the 4 year anniversary. Not to get
Um,
us too off topic.
Post Malone though, don't watch him versus ACU because then it makes him look like
Yeah, what did he say about that?
an amateur. He said, "I can't hit him."
Yeah,
I was watching the video. Yeah, ACU is just insane. I mean,
yeah.
the
The
that movement that's another level.
the top Apex Predator guys are just, it's nuts. And it's like
Hmm.
they go into a game of ranked, and like they off the bat, I think they have to what, like pay like 170 RP just to get in a match or
Oh
something.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like every game they're either winning
You
it
almost
or they're
have to
top
win.
3, and it's
Yeah.
like they're getting points every game. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And what
Hmm.
I love too is my newest thing is starting to watch the guys who are like 23 in the rankings, and then
Hmm.
throughout the day see how their numbers like progress and how long
Hmm.
they play to start to beat the guys who aren't playing. And it's like
Yeah,
you just have to keep playing to keep that up because everybody's trying to catch you. It's
yeah.
I like it. I think it's great. It's good entertainment, honestly. And I will say that from a Twitch perspective, now that like we're getting more and more into Apex, I do still enjoy watching some of the Warzone creators. Um, but I think the gameplay of Apex, even just watching it, not necessarily playing it, is more entertaining to watch than Warzone.
It
Um,
is. It's because it's different every time. I feel like
yeah, it's different, and the ranked has a lot to do with it. And there are rumors that Warzone 2 is going to drop with a ranked feature.
mm,
We didn't even get into that, but there's rumors around that have been circling for the last week or so, and I would absolutely love that. I mean, how for over a year we've been talking about how Call of Duty needs a good ranked system in Warzone. So
yep.
that for sure needs to happen, and I would love it. It might pull me back into Call of Duty, but for now, Apex is where I'm enjoying gaming, and that's,
Hmm.
I don't see that changing in the next couple months.
Continue the ranked grind.
Yes.
See,
Um,
well, we love that.
well, and that's the thing. It's like it's a grind. It's
Mhm.
fun. It's like, why not have something that you can work towards? And that
Yep.
is a common theme on this show that we're always going to talk about. And it's what brings us back night after night and all of that. So I agree. Completely agree with you. So let's hear a little bit about, because I know you have primarily just, you've always been a Bloodhound main. Mine has changed up a little bit. But like, what are the guns that you're enjoying in Apex right now?
Okay, so you would know, but I don't know. I've been thinking about switching it up a little bit
Hmm.
because it has changed over time. So I've always been a Bloodhound main, but also like can't think of what my old like main gun was. I used to run a Volt all the time though,
Yeah.
and now Volt is only in care packages. But now I've transitioned to just Spitfire and R9.
Hmm.
Or I've done a little bit of the flatline in R9, R99 recently, and that's been fun. I just like the increased mag size because in the Spitfire, I just have like more room for error if
Yeah.
I if I need to.
You do. When you get a purple or gold heavy mag on that thing, I mean, you've got
I
like
th-
45 and 50 bullets, I think, respectively.
yeah,
You've got more than everybody else, pretty
I,
much.
I think it also fits my play style because like I'll throw a two by on the Spitfire, and that works for me. Like because I'm not really trying to play super long range. I could if I want to. Like I've been doing the triple take or the
The
take
take
three
three, as I like to call it.
as we've named it. Um, and long range has been fun, but it's not. I have more fun just being aggressive, and especially with the Bloodhound main
Yeah.
because I have the scan and because like my ult is an aggressive ult. Like I am going in to at least knock one person from that team. If I do not have a two guns that are conducive at least to like short to mid range, like I'm not going to be that effective in the fighting.
Yeah.
Because when I knock somebody, I think it's when I knock, or maybe it's when I kill. I don't know, but it increases my ult,
Okay.
like the time, because I have like 30 seconds or whatever of the Bloodhound, whatever, and then it like increases if I kill somebody.
Okay. I feel like it's probably knock, but who knows? I don't. I rarely ever play Bloodhound. I think I've only played it like 3 times total.
Well, anyway, I can push in with an R9 and crack and break and or down one at
Yep.
least.
Yeah.
And then if I don't get it, I can switch to the Spitfire. Most people aren't running like two two guns like that. Like a lot of people are running let's see, I'm trying to think. Matt runs like a 30-30
Yep.
and then like an R9.
Yep.
So like I have the advantage in that fight because then I'm spitting out rounds of the Spitfire and yeah, anyway. So
Yeah.
those are my two.
I am a light ammo whore, and I'm an R301 and an R99 or a car guy, depending
I
on.
just not a big car guy. I did it for a time,
I
but
don't actually. I don't mind it at all. I do. It's honestly the R99 and the car are kind of pretty comparable, at least from a feel component for me.
yeah,
I would say I typically run an R99 because I'm going to find an R99 before I get to a
being able to
crafter
craft.
and craft the car.
Yeah.
Um, but if I don't have an R99 by the time I come across a crafter and I have the crafting material, I'll do the car.
Mm,
And the one thing that I do like a lot about the car is the versatility of being able to use either a light or a heavy mag and a light or heavy ammo. Um, so like that helps a lot. And right now, like today in the crafter is a purple light mag, a purple stock, and
yeah.
the car. It's like you get 100 crafting points and boom, right there, I've got a kitted gun. I'm good.
Hmm.
I'll just do that instead of an R99. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I cycle through. I use the triple take a little bit. I use the 30-30 a little bit. Just kind of
I like the 30-30
I
too,
dabble with the
but
Spitfire too. Just kind of depends. And honestly, that's one of the cool things about the game is that it depends on what I come across and what I can find. I mean, there will be games where I don't find an R301 until there's 6 squads left and finally run across one in somebody's death box. And I take
Mhm.
that. Um, or if I'm
But
late in
that's
the
what
game and I'm
makes the
feeling the
game
Spitfire, then I'll just stick with the Spitfire and just
that's what
say,
makes it different every time though,
yeah, it changed
because it depends
everything.
what you find.
Everything changes up just a little bit, and it just provides that you don't have as much room for error because you have to be a more versatile with all the different guns. And it's not like
Mhm.
Call of Duty where you're dropping in, you get your loadout, and that's your gun, and you can use that for 20 games in a row.
It rewards you for being more versatile. If you
Yes.
are better with different guns
Yes.
and you can win the early fights, which like especially since it's not a huge map and there are spots that are usually hotter than others. I mean, like any battle royale,
Hmm.
it rewards you for being versatile because if you pick up a gun and are able to use it better than somebody else, then you're probably going to win the fight. And then once you get past those early fights, you're winning all the loot in that area, and
Yep.
then you're set up better for the rest of the game.
Yes.
But that's what makes it fun.
Also, another good point, honestly. And I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time with just that versatility, and it rewards you for your gunfights. And it's not
Hmm.
necessarily all about game sense, which that has a lot to do with it. But if you're the better gunner, not 9 times out of 10, maybe like 7 or 8 times out of 10, you can come out of that fight and especially early game and win that. And just being more versatile. So
It
that
also,
has been rewarding.
Kev, it brings me back to like playing so situational because like me, you, and I think Sean ran a game today, and like you just gotta learn to pick your fights too because like early game, like we love to be aggressive and it makes the game really fun.
Yep.
But like when one of us realizes that they're just not going to be effective in a fight, like we backed completely off at thermal and went back and like looted around the area, and then I think we came back.
You come back and
I
you
think it
kill
was
them.
that like little rotundra, the little what I call rotundra,
The Rotundus
and
Among Us.
no, I think that was Sean and I. But anyway, we ended up like coming back, circling back, and fought two teams, but won the fight because we had chosen to drop back and get better guns.
Yeah. It's very situational, but when it comes down to it, 1v1, if you've got the better gun skill and you've got the better shots, ultimately the more versatile shooter is going to win.
Hmm.
Because of all the different guns in the game that you ultimately have to use because it's just out of necessity.
It's
Um,
yeah,
and
it's
that
randomized.
Yeah, so it adds another layer to the game. I really enjoy it. I'm having a lot of fun with it right now, And maybe we'll get back into Call of Duty come Warzone 2, but for now, Apex
It
is the
probably will.
wave.
Apex is absolutely the wave. And you know what's funny? I'm gonna bring this up too. Have you noticed that so many people, like, if you go on Reddit for like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
everybody complains about Apex. Like all
Oh,
the Apex community complains so much about Apex.
okay.
I don't understand.
Have you ever seen the Call of Duty community?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Every game's
I
community
guess I get
complains
it.
about the game that they love.
I
It just
guess
is
I
what it
get it.
is.
Yeah, because I guess I'm the same way. It's just kind of funny because I'm like, did I wish any of these people played COD for the last like year and
Yeah.
then switched over to Apex and were like, oh my God. Because like even now, Sean made a comment the other day was like, my aim is so much better. Like even if I get destroyed on Apex for like 5 games, I'll go to COD just to feel better
Oh,
because
you're
I'm
you're
just my
shooting
aim is so much
lasers.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because there's
Just
there's no recoil.
absolute beams.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'd never really even thought about that, and I haven't made that switch directly from Apex to Call of Duty. And I'd be curious, like once we do get back into Warzone, if you like play a couple games at Apex as a warm up, and then you go to Warzone, it's like if there's a rank system in
Are we gonna be
Warzone,
better? Go
you
play warm
do
up in
that.
Apex?
Why not? No reason not to. So I'm curious if that works out. So we'll have to give that a test once Warzone 2 comes out and we've hopefully been up to Diamond in Apex. Fingers crossed.
It'd be sweet.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. So the grind continues, that is for sure. And we're gonna wrap this up. Shorter episode today, but thank you all for joining us. And make sure you leave your comments down below as with your name suggestions for dogs. If you're
Yeah.
if you didn't hear the first part of the episode, I'm getting a boy golden retriever in late August, and Matt is getting a girl golden doodle about 2 weeks after I am. So we need names. Let us know. Hit
Some
us up on
doggos.
Twitter too at the Joystick Pod with name suggestions. And who knows if we like it, maybe it'll stick, and you can name our dog. So
I'm open.
yeah, we're absolutely open. We've got a long list right now of some options, and not exactly sure which route we want to take. So we're open to suggestions. So let us know. Thank you for joining us, and we will talk to everybody next week.